Welcome back to JavaScript programming series. In this video, let us discuss about the differences between let and constant. Okay, that means variable and constant. Here I'll create a variable age equal to 10. Okay, so if I want to reassign age equal to 20 is possible. Okay, so if we log the value, if we look at the value of the age, it will be 20. So it will be updating to the latest value. Okay, so the behavior of the variable here, so it varies. If we want to update the value, we can update so that it will have the updated value. Okay, that's where variable will be used. So if you don't want to change the value of this variable, we can create that as the constant. So now I have created a age variable with the constant keyword so that the JavaScript compiler will not allow user to modify this value. Okay, so we can assign only once in the initialization time and we cannot modify it in the next time. Okay, let us look at the output. So here you can see there is a error, assignment to constant variable. Okay, so if you want to assign the second value, it is not possible. Okay, so that's where if you want to allow the modifications, declare a variable with let keyword. If you don't want to allow the modifications, please create with constant keyword. Okay, so this is for the primitive data types, I mean value types. So here you can see the value 10 is the value data type, and if you want to look at the object references, let us see how it behaves. Okay, so let employee equal to name and age and city. Okay, this is the employee, and let us print the employee here, and I want to modify emp dot age equal to 31. Okay, I have updated the age of the employee. Okay, so this one is possible because that's a variable. Okay, so here you can see the age is 31. Okay, so now let me declare that object with a constant. Okay, so now I have created this employee as the constant, and now I am modifying the internal property of that constant. Okay, so let me rerun this. You can see it's still allowed updating the values inside. Okay, so because this one is possible, so we are not updating the reference of the object, but we are updating the values of the property inside. Okay, suppose if you want to assign this like new thing, so if you want to define it as the new object. Okay, so here you can see, so I'm completely assigning the new object. That means I'm changing the reference here. Okay, so I'm changing the entire object reference. So now let us see how it will behave. You can see, so assignment to a constant variable is not allowed. Okay, that means, so if every object will be stored in a heap memory, so that memory will have the reference address. So until unless the reference is not changed, it is okay to update values inside. But when the reference is getting updated, it will not allow because this is defined as the constant. Okay, so when you modify the values inside age or the name, so we are just modifying the property values, but we are not modifying the entire object reference. So that's where it allowed employee dot name equal to, this one is allowed. Okay, so because we are not modifying the object reference, we are just modifying the object property. Okay, so this is one thing we need to remember. And also let us look at the constant string. So I want to create constant name equal to, so JS samples. I want to console.log. I want to print that name. You can see JS samples printed. Now name equal to new name. So now guess what is the output of this? So we will get error or it will update the value. It will get the error assignment to constant variable. Okay, so it is not possible. Okay, so that's where we can see here, if you are modifying the primitive data types, it is not allowed. If you are modifying the reference data types, I mean customized data types, so it will not, it will allow to modify the values inside, I mean properties inside, but not the reference of that. Okay, so let us also look at the arrays. Constant array equal to numbers. Let me change array of first equal to 20 console.log. Okay, so let me look at the output. You can see, so array values also got modified because we are modifying the inner values but not the reference of the array. Okay, so after this, let us try to modify the array reference. Okay, so now I'm executing it. You can see, so assignment to a constant variable is not allowed. Okay, so for object we have seen, now we are checking it for the array. So we have defined a array. So when you try to modify the inner values of array, it is allowing. When you try to modify the entire reference of the array, I mean reassigning entire array with a new reference will not be allowed because that's a constant. But this one is allowed in case of let keyword because this is a variable. So the variable intention is to modify. Okay, so you can see modified array is getting printed. Okay, that's about the let and constant differences with the primitive data types and objects and arrays.